Greetings, esteemed viewers, and welcome back to Wolf Recaps. Today, I will provide a summary of the comedy film titled Uranya.
Les US commence.
The film opens in a quaint village located in Greece. Currently, Greece is under a dictatorship, which has led the government to prohibit citizens from owning televisions, as they believe that television news serves only to mislead the populace. Next, we are introduced to a village where the inhabitants lead their lives in relative tranquility. Among them are a group of friends: Thomas, Hercules, Phenorios, Photis, and the film's central character, Achilles. The narrative progresses to a gathering of these individuals at the site of a crashed airplane, which serves as a pivotal element in the story. Through their dialogue, we learn that they have collectively vowed to save money over time, intending to spend it on the village's sole prostitute, Uranya, for their shared enjoyment. They have agreed that if any one of them were to visit Uranya alone, he would be condemned to eternal damnation. In fact, they have placed curses upon one another. The scene then transitions to Achilles, who is seen reclining on the lap of a young woman named Zoe. The two individuals engage in discussions about the stars in the night sky, with Achilles occasionally sharing insights about films and songs inspired by celestial themes with Zoe. This exchange fosters a deeper connection between them. Subsequently, a villager, recognized as a prominent figure in the community, acquires a projector. Given that few residents have experienced a projector before, a significant crowd gathers to witness this event. The villagers express great enthusiasm, as they typically remain within their own locality. Meanwhile, the local police officer receives a call from a superior inquiring about the presence of any communists in the village who might oppose the government. The officer declines to comply, influenced by the sentiments of the villagers. The narrative then shifts to Achilles and his friends, who venture out with limited funds towards Uranya's residence. Upon arrival, they find Uranya looking exceptionally beautiful. Instead of dismissing them, Uranya accepts their money along with a large loaf of bread, which leads her to engage with them in a manner that delights the boys even further. Upon returning home, Achilles is met with his father's furious reprimands for frequently arriving late for dinner. Through their conversation, it becomes evident that Achilles aspires to become either a pilot or an astronaut. However, his father dismisses these ambitions, insisting that only the son of a blacksmith can follow in his father's footsteps. This reveals that Achilles' father is indeed a blacksmith. Furthermore, his father argues that Achilles cannot pursue a career as a pilot or astronaut due to his lack of a character certificate, which is essential for such professions. During a discussion with his grandfather, it is revealed that Achilles possesses exceptional drawing skills. Later that evening, Achilles and his friend Thomas attempt to watch an adult film at the cinema. Unfortunately, they are ejected by the watchman for being underage. Undeterred, Achilles climbs the back wall to catch a glimpse of the movie but tragically falls, injuring his leg severely. The subsequent scene depicts Achilles in the hospital, where doctors are treating his broken leg with a plaster cast. During a conversation with the doctor, Achilles discovers that NASA's Apollo mission is poised for success, marking humanity's imminent first steps on the moon, an event that will be broadcasted on television. This news is particularly disheartening for him, as he does not own a television and will therefore miss witnessing the Apollo landing. Before departing, the doctor presents Achilles with a poster detailing the Apollo mission. The following day, Uranya visits the photo shop to purchase some items. In this setting, Uranya attempts to capture Photis' attention, a strategy that proves effective. She then requests him to retrieve a can placed on a high shelf, which Photis does, albeit with his focus entirely on Uranya. Consequently, he accidentally drops the can on his father's head, resulting in a reprimand from his father. Later, Photis convenes a gathering with his friends to share his excitement about Uranya's visit to his shop. In this context, Achilles informs everyone about the Apollo mission, emphasizing its significance as a historic moment for humanity. He proposes that they use their pooled funds to purchase a television, enabling them to enjoy the experience of watching humans land on the moon together with Uranya. Upon hearing this, Photis responds that they cannot proceed with the plan, as his intention is simply to enjoy time with Uranya. Fodes was not in agreement, prompting Ahilias to suggest a vote. During this vote, 3 of them decide that they should purchase a television to watch the Apollo mission. Subsequently, they begin to gather funds for the television. The news of the children's fundraising efforts spreads throughout the village. Consequently, a number of villagers decide to support their cause. The television is expected to be quite expensive. To address this, the children organize a play in the village, presenting a comedic narrative that highlights the significance of a person preparing to land on the moon, urging the villagers not to overlook this momentous occasion. Meanwhile, Uranya and Zoe arrive to witness the performance. Fotis frequently glances at Uranya, while Ahilias is seen admiring Zoe, indicating his preference for her over Uranya. After the performance concludes, the villagers express their appreciation for the children's efforts and contribute some funds as well. The children then proceed to tally the collected money. Subsequently, they realize that not even half of the required funds for purchasing the television have been collected. At this point, Fenorios reveals to them that a beggar named Benito, who once labored in a local gold mine, is rumored to possess a significant amount of gold hidden beneath the seat of his donkey. Upon hearing this, the crowd swiftly apprehends Benito and brings another donkey to stand alongside his. As Benito's donkey bolts after him, Ahilias and his companions seize the moment to inspect Benito's donkey, but they find no gold within it. This leads to widespread disappointment among the onlookers. In response, Ahilias rectifies his actions and hands over his sheet to Benito, resulting in a strong friendship between the two. The following day, while Ahilias is engaged in painting for the officers, he receives a call from a superior informing him that the Vice President of the United States is scheduled to visit their village. Ahilias, upon hearing this news, rushes home to share it with his mother. In turn, she provides him with some money that the village women had pooled together for the television purchase, which brings Ahilias great joy. His friends soon learn of this development, and with the additional funds, they find themselves only a small amount short of the total needed to buy the television. The next day, as the children gather outside the cinema hall, a man approaches them to discuss the matter further. He learns that the children are fundraising for a television. Consequently, he consents to assist them. In exchange, he assigns them the task of informing the entire village that he is the Vice President of the United States visiting their area. The children agree to this arrangement. Subsequently, we observe the village officer, who is approached by the same individual from whom the children had obtained the remaining funds for the television. It is revealed that this person is the security chief responsible for the vice president's safety. He spends the day advising the officer on the necessity of stringent security measures for the vice president's arrival. Additionally, he inquires about the presence of communists in the village, suggesting they could pose a threat to the president. Meanwhile, Ahilias informs Zoid that he has contributed money for the television. The following day, we witness a dispute between Ahilias's parents. Ahilias's father harbors a strong dislike for Americans, and the presence of the American flag brought home by Ahilias sparks a heated argument between them. Eventually, the police apprehended Ahilias's father due to his communist beliefs, which were in opposition to the government. Alongside him, the owner of a copy shop was also taken into custody. However, having resided in the village for an extended period, both individuals were ultimately released by the police. Following this incident, Ahilias's father underwent a significant transformation, beginning to support his son's aspiration of becoming an astronaut. This change coincided with a visit from the Vice President of the United States, who left the village without incident. Subsequently, Ahilias's friends decided to gather money to purchase a television. Upon their arrival, they were met with a shocking revelation. All their funds had vanished, as there were no Fodes present at that time. It became evident that Fodes had stolen the money and likely gone to Uranya to enjoy himself. In response, the group promptly set off towards Uranya's residence. Upon arrival, they witnessed Fodes emerging from Uranya's house, visibly elated, indicating that he had fulfilled a long-held desire with Uranya. Uranya then invited everyone inside, and while the others complied, Ahilias chose to remain outside, feeling disheartened as he had hoped to witness a man walking on the moon. a dream that now seemed unattainable. It is only at that moment that he observes Zoe departing the village with her boyfriend. This sight deepens his sadness, as he has begun to develop feelings for Zoe. Shortly thereafter, he notices Benito, who is returning from the city with a television, indicating that he indeed possesses wealth. Achilles witnesses this and feels a surge of happiness, prompting him and Benito to head back to the village together. Upon their arrival, the villagers gather in an attempt to power on the television. Despite their collective efforts, the device fails to start, leading Achilles to feel disheartened, as he fears he may never witness humans walking on the moon. However, Thomas arrives with the television antenna, and once it is connected, the television springs to life, allowing Achilles to finally see a person step onto the moon. This moment fills him with joy, and the film concludes here. I hope you find the video enjoyable. Please select any of the 3 videos to continue watching, and do not forget to subscribe to our channel and like the video. Thank you for your viewership. Until next time.